Okay, I know you've seen the title. What is causing the price of Bitcoin to skyrocket and raise lately? I'm pretty much going to do a particular video because there's been a lot of attention about it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are interested. Now, this is one of more of my videos is for entertainment and more speculative videos where I'm going to be telling you what's the whole fiasco about it. And to make it a little bit more interesting, I'll tell you the news, I'll tell you the catalyst that could particularly happen, and what I think could possibly happen with Bitcoin or other particular opportunities. Check out Bitcoin. 5 days, the last 5 days, it's up 13%. The last month, 24%. Last 6 months, 60%. And year to date, it's up 163%. So whenever you see something goes up that much, it's going to catch everybody's attention. But the main reason why people be like, why is this happening? So based off of the research that I've done in the videos, I would pretty much say is three main catalysts why this thing is particularly happening. One of the biggest reasons why is the anticipation of the Bitcoin ETF by BlackRock. Now, a lot of people may be thinking, why is this such a big of a deal? It's a very big deal because as of now, as far as traditional exchanges, you can't get Bitcoin. So, of course, you can get Bitcoin from crypto exchanges or like Cash App or something like that, but you can't buy on any major exchange like Fidelity, E-Trade, and that's where a lot of particular money is. So, BlackRock, they're one of the largest investment firms. So if they put in this for a spot ETF, there's a high probability that this thing can pass. Once it get on major exchanges, that allows a lot of cash to end up flowing into it. So a lot of people are anticipating that in January 2024, this spot ETF comes out. This spot ETF comes out that then allows people to traditional investors to end up buying it in a form of an ETF. So therefore, they don't have to own Bitcoin, and that ETF would track the price of Bitcoin. So that allows more money flow into Bitcoin. That's probably one of the major catalysts. The second thing is as far as the Federal Reserve raising interest rate. So we got to a point now where inflation seems to be a little pretty much under control. So where they don't need to raise rates, and people are also expecting to cut rates. As rates go down, typically whenever you cut rates, riskier assets tend to do well as investors are seeking higher returns. Right now, the Treasury bill at 5.5, you can get high yield savings for 3 or 4%. As the Federal Reserve cut those rates, you'll get less money on your high yield savings, your CDs, and your treasury notes. All of those are kind of directly correlated to the Federal Reserve. So as they keep lowering rates, that then pushes investors to seek other investments to get a higher return. So those are the two catalysts. Another one, looking at it from a bigger scale, is every 4 years Bitcoin does what they call I think they call it a hash every 4 years. So they did it 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. That makes it more difficult for you to mine Bitcoin. So every 4 years, whenever you're like getting a particular reward for mining Bitcoin, you will earn less money after each hash, which makes the price of Bitcoin goes up because it's much more difficult to mine a Bitcoin. So for mining you'll get less Bitcoin. The next hash will be May 2024. So there's a lot of catalysts going forward that can push the price of Bitcoin up, and a lot of people are anticipating that, and that's why you end up seeing the rally. A lot of times, remember, the market is forward looking, so anticipation. So most of the time the spurts happens before the actual event happens. And of course, you have from the technical perspective, whenever this particular news, people see the trends and you see bullish charts, then you have traders jump in as well, and now you have a period of where starting to get the FOMO. feeling missing out. I missed that happened in 2016, the one that happened around the pandemic time. So a lot of people was like, hey, I don't want to miss out again. So all of this is kind of really catalyst as pushing the price of Bitcoin. These events doesn't happen, we can definitely see Bitcoin fall right back down to the 25 $30 range. I just wanted to make that known. Let's look at as far as ranges. This is the part where I would consider more the speculative part, so it's kind of more so for entertainment purposes. So on this video I'll be doing a lot of speculation. Okay, so when you look at the particular chart, we've seen that it was a huge spike from here on up. So this was based off of the news as far as the anticipated Bitcoin ETF, as well as raising interest rates and even cutting rates, what typically would be good for more riskier assets, simply because you'll be earning a lower yield. So the high yield savings, this affects the high yield savings, the treasury bill. So once they lower rates, you will get a lower yield in your CDs, high yield savings, which then will push investors into more aggressive investments like the particular Bitcoin. So those are the catalysts. Also remember the hash that happens every 4 years: 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. So if those particular things don't particular happen, we could see another pullback, and that's why I have these two ranges right here. We could see a pullback, and remember, it's kind of ranges. So I said between 25 and 30. I want to actually put that up a little bit. So probably between the 33 to 25 particular range, it can probably drop between there. If we have even more bad news than we did before, then if things get really bad, we could probably drop down to 16, 17. But right now we got as far as a whole lot of catalysts that could particular push it up, even push even higher. How high I think it's going to go, I'm not particularly sure, but if I had to say a rough guess, to the 50s, 55. I don't think it's going to break the high. It could be. I don't think it's going to, but I could think it if assuming that the Bitcoin ETF path, it could definitely easily probably break the 50s. I don't know if it's going to break a new all-time high, but it could. And once again, this is kind of speculation, but if that particular news doesn't happen, or the feds end up keeping increasing rates or something like that, or we see unexpected news, it can easily drop back down. Whenever there was a hash, so the first hash is 2016. As you can see, you've seen a major run in 2017, and we've seen 2020 a major run. So, and then another hash will be 2020. Now also you can look at it from, you seeing major jumps every 3 years. So 2017 major up right there, 2020 major up right there, 2023, and we can see a major up. So it could push higher, but once again, this is more of like a trading play. Now what I'm particularly do, I probably just dollar cost average $20 each particular month. But if it does get in between that 30 25 30 particular range, I probably would put a lot more bigger position. But typically right now, a whole bunch of hype and news around it, so I don't really like increasing or putting major positions when we anticipation of a lot of optimism coming up. Now I want to also mention there's the long term and short term. So the kind of news that I'm telling you now is kind of like short term. So a lot of people are kind of putting in because they think it's going to go up based off of this particular news. But as far as the long term holders, they're probably looking for it Bitcoin as far as because they don't necessarily trust the government decisions when it comes to fiat currency, as far as printing out a substantial amount of money, so that they can kind of control the money supplies and the cost of things, as well as the debt crisis, as a lot of governments are spending way more than they're making. So the financial system, as far as money supplies and debt crisis, is a bigger long-term concern that was there for a while, and Bitcoin is a possible solution. Have a coin or exchange that kind of stores value. Right now there's a whole bunch of speculation around it, so it won't function like that. But eventually, assuming Once Bitcoin gets more mature, less speculation happen and more stability, then it could be a particular future currency. But also wanted to throw in Ethereum. I think Ethereum, this is all more speculating, that I think Ethereum can have a nice bigger rally going forward over Bitcoin. Right now, for 7 days, is up 11%. 1 month is 19%. 1 year is 81%. And if you look at the particular chart, Bitcoin's in the light blue, Ethereum's in the dark blue. You can see a lot of times Ethereum rips up even further than Bitcoin, and we can see from Ethereum highs from, I think this was close to 5,000. So it has a super far away from the high versus Bitcoin's is closer. So I think Ethereum has a lot of room to run. Now, as far as when we're looking at Ethereum, there's kind of some major things that would kind of take a big role. As far as January 2024, if the Ethereum ETF get passed, as well, or approved by the SEC, you can definitely see that Ethereum going to run up as well. This particular news end up happening, you can definitely see a surge in Ethereum, definitely probably breaking even 3,000 easily. But anyway, that is particularly it. I definitely wanted to do a lot of video because I know a lot of people was like looking at, oh, Bitcoin, and why is it kind of going up. So I was just like, I have to make a video on it. If you guys want to see like more videos like this, just let me know in the comments and I can produce more type of videos. Let me know. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm out.